Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining me here on the Dean Spillane Walker YouTube channel. For those of you who have made it all the way into this little part of the swamp, there's not much going on here. There's just a little bit of personal video, the occasional amusing thing, perhaps cat videos, God knows. There's not much of real import here. So hopefully you've got a good reason to be here, and I hope you enjoy the heck out of yourself. Perhaps you want to check out the other YouTube channels that I've got going on. One is the Impossible Conversation YouTube channel, which I primarily use for the podcast episodes that I record, and some of the rougher end of my work, meaning a little bit less diplomatic, a little bit rough around the edges in terms of language. And so it's really for people who are collapse aware in this world, and really wanting some very straightforward talk about it, and possibly even some gallows humor about it. So that's the Impossible Conversation podcast YouTube channel. So be sure to check me out there. Also, the Poetry of Predicament podcast. That's where the vast majority of my podcasts go. And that is a bit more on the diplomatic side. And it does pull in interviews with scientists, health professionals, spiritual advisors, just a huge raft of people who have something to say about facing a predicament-laden world. So join me there on the Poetry of Predicament podcast. That, again, is a YouTube channel. And lastly, a relatively new channel. Perhaps you'll join me for the most recent addition to the lineup of YouTube channels we've got going on here, the Collapse Aware channel. That's where all of the online, on-demand teaching pieces, context pieces, and resources of note are all going to go there. So hopefully you'll find that useful. And if you lose track or haven't followed what the heck I'm talking about, all of this information and far more is available on the main website, www.livingresilience.net. So in the meantime, have a great time watching some cat videos or some weird music videos or whatever else I've got posted here. And look forward to seeing you soon on one of the other channels.